establishment and they're doing it on this side of the cafe, that's something we will allow to a certain limit. That's when it encroaches upon someone else's ability to not smoke.
Is that why you asked me where the prevailing wind in Buffalo was?
Yes. Yes. But when we've come to, it doesn't matter the prevailing wind anymore. That's the door that opens the most. So we're going to keep it here, and it's not directly in front of our cafe. Keeping it on this side. So if you see a customer smoking over there, at any point, no patrons except them on the patio, you let them know they've set aside an area for them to smoke while being courteous to others on this side of the patio. Because smoke will travel inside of our door and it affects everybody inside, even if there's no one on the patio. So even if there's no one inside, there's still no smoking on that side. The public right away on the sidewalk, you cannot enforce anything, so do not attempt. Don't go beyond your range of powers and duties to enforce this. One reminder, and then if it doesn't change, you tell me. One reminder, not order. We do one reminder, very courteously reminder. You let them know we have a section set aside for smoking over here, and then you thank them very much, and that's it. If they don't move, you call me. You do not go back there a second time. We're not going to turn this into any issue with anybody. And if they're over here smoking, and you can clearly see it affects another table, you can remind them. You have to use some judgment here. And you guys are capable of doing that. When to do this and when not. Any questions on enforcing the patio smoking rules?
After hours is different, right? Or no? I mean, if you're closed, we can have our own separate discussion. I only asked to be grandfathered in for
When you
50.
guys are on the clock and you're here, you enforce that exactly the way that I said. And that's all we all need to know right here. As far as smoking goes on our premises, staff now, behind the store, they're eliminating smoking altogether. There's no smoking out back, out front, in the basement, anywhere. And that's for the entirety of your shift because you're not allowed off premises from the time you clock in to the time you clock out. Even on a break. You're still clocked in on your break. We don't do a clock out, clock back in type of thing. And even if technically you write down that you're off duty, you're still in for the day and you're not out for the day. There's other reasons we don't want people leaving this premises. So if you can't, like going to find you while you're on your break, safety issues, all kinds of other things that we can cover. So you can't leave the premises, and because of that, it means there's no smoking for the time of your shift. It is if it started tonight. So if you guys have concerns with that, I know actually everyone over here is a smoker. And it's something that we've considered and it's not been thoughtless. And it has not been attempted to rectify in the past. And I'm going to go over it so everybody knows. I'm not justifying it, or I don't feel the need to, but we talked about smoking, the issue that it's been out front. We started to cut that back. We set it out back. We've had issues with the smokers on the team that need or feel like they need to get on that break, and it's affected work performance, irritability, thought processes, all kinds of things. You guys could probably tell us more about what it does when you feel like you need to do it. And I sympathize with that in a way. I don't want you to have to struggle more than what a work day already takes. But we were considerate, and we said out back, and then I told everybody there's no more smoking allowed out back until there's a receptacle to take these cigarette butts in. Now, nobody has put that out there. Even if you don't throw your cigarette butts on the ground, you still were smoking outside without doing what I said. So
I never heard you say that someone should get a receptacle out there. In fact, I asked you if we should get a receptacle, and you said you didn't want it, because you didn't want to attract smokers.
Well, we don't want to attract smokers anywhere up front. I don't want to attract.
But I said you never heard anything about that.
Okay. Fair enough. If you hadn't heard that, I think maybe you hadn't heard that. It was stated over and over and over again. There's an obvious discontent that I have with the condition back there of smoking. I'm the one who cleans that up. and maybe someone else has on occasion, or maybe someone hasn't even contributed to that smoking pile. What I do know is they haven't contributed to others not doing that. You know, other like activities. So you haven't helped the other smokers get something to clean that up. We haven't been proactive about it. And it, you know, further than the mess it causes back there, simple reasons. Smoke comes into the kitchen, gets onto your person, requires you to go wash your hands, or even when you come off a break anytime. But it's associated with, well, the anti-kind of healthy eating at this point with our customers. It's an activity that is. I didn't make that up. I didn't set the rules. And I don't treat any of you any differently because you smoke. And we've never sat in a place that passes any type of judgment upon that. Rather, it's always been encouraging to stop that habit. And as soon as somebody proves evidence that the habit isn't detrimental to your health, I would probably stop singing that song. But I say it from the heart, you know, and we mean it that way. And it's only consistent with what we're doing to say no smoking. And that's something for everyone to consider if they want to be a part of it. I'm going to end that discussion with showing you how considerate we've been of what it's going to do to you. You know, I'm thinking, you know, Richie's coming down here and he smokes too, and you know, he's going to play this role that is in, out kind of thing. You know, not it's something we're new to, and he's consulting. How do we enforce? We're everywhere, enforcing everywhere. You're part of the team. No smoking. You guys have done for. I know the irritability. I've seen it. I've seen it in every single one. Irritability when not getting to smoke, and I've been considerate. Like, how do we limit that? How can we have a nice work environment that has them to be comfortable? What I haven't really noticed is the consideration back the other way from smokers who say, "Well, Angelo and Sarah don't smoke, so I wonder by lighting up this cigarette." Am I doing anything that is going to be more difficult for them to deal with? You know, and that's what I haven't seen. So I want to show you that it should now go both ways. The consideration should be, I'm going to inconvenience myself and not smoke because it negatively impacts other people. It does negatively impact me, just like asking you to not smoke for your entire shift may negatively impact you. Smoking would do the same to me. And this building and you guys are staff of this business that is directed that way. So any other questions about smoking? Because there's no way. It's a one-time and done kind of thing too. There's no smoking, no sneaking, anything. No smoking, no apparatus here. Leave them in your car, leave them somewhere else. I don't even want to see a box of cigarettes ever, anywhere behind that counter. I don't even want to see it in the lockers downstairs. If somebody has an issue with any of this, again, just approach. Just say what the issue is. If it's a health concern about what withdrawal might do, you let me know. What I will say is we're not going to schedule anyone who needs to smoke. Anybody who needs to smoke during their shift. So possible outcomes could be shorter shifts. And that's going to be the consequence of that. I'm not going to tell you you can't smoke anywhere in the world where your shift is done. And we care about all you guys, and we like the performance when you guys are doing well. You're awesome. So we want to kind of compromise. Okay. All right. The last item would just be take responsibility. This isn't a policy change. It's always existed. This is just an enforcement change. If there's something that we did not cover tonight and is not specifically in your daily shift duties or your cleaning schedule, if it's nowhere on there, like asking for a cigarette tray, and you say, I never heard that. I'm still telling everyone part of your job is to take responsibility. If it's within reason, and reason will be judged on this side, you're expected to do it. So it may not say, clean the stairwell going down to the basement after you spill something. It may not say that. Or it may not say after someone else spilled it yesterday, clean the stairwell. What your job is going to be is to take responsibility of your work environment, and you have to do that. It may not say, clean the door of the freezer downstairs when someone touches it with raw chicken and you saw that. You go ahead and do it, and if you violate that, it's the same consequence. Any questions on that? Okay, there's a lot that's reasonable that we skip over. Leaving bread out for a couple of days, leaving produce out once it's started to rot. We all see this, we all go to stock every single day. And there's carrots and there's lemons and there's apples rotting. We grab the nice one and we leave the rotting one there. This isn't productive. It's not professional. It's everyone's responsibility. So I know, reasonability would tell me, if I go down there and you see several of an item that shouldn't be there, or several things that aren't clean, and I know that someone was there and there's no note about it, that it wasn't changed, then we're going to act upon that. Any questions there? Any questions from Sarah? Anything else you'd like to add? That you know of? Yeah.
I don't know, I missed a part, I think I'll cover it all, I'll see it.
All right, we're good. Meeting is adjourned. You can always, guys can come in whatever order you like to tell me what you would like to do. Now that you've heard this, you know the expectations, you know the policies. We will all still be friends. If you don't want to be a part of these policies, you're all still welcomed here. And you're all very welcome to talk to me about how you'd like to continue. I really mean that. We're all still going to be good.
How long period is it? Oh, I asked seniority. I asked first.
You should all ask first. He's going to go.
But I asked in my eyes.
All right, let's go back here. You guys can continue on doing whatever you do. I'm going to leave the next 20 minutes open to talk. I'm going to limit these as well to one more time, 5 or 7 minutes with me. We'll do it after. We're not going to keep everyone waiting. Okay.
I am presently
Rich, you can come back to take notes.
4 hours. How could anything possibly make it through this?
Oh, no, I already have that. I know exactly what I have to say, exactly what my feelings are, and exactly what I'm willing to do.
We don't make dick and rather have
Give me one.
I just like,
I need to ask anyone.
no, I would prefer it. Well, not, well, I mean the other, well, maybe, I shouldn't,
Put on my pocket,
Can't do it secretly. I need my own time to like, get out of here, so. I just can't like, secretly, you have to ask the kids.
I understand. I feel just fine about everything,
Shit. I need to go drink and have